So once you come over here, then you will find this file and go to instance and subscriptions. And over here, go to SAP Business Application Studio. Everybody, you should be going. Don't just sit and watch. You should be doing it also. So now, since I'm in, I'll just hit the play because it will take time to do that. So we can do two things today. I can show you how to make an app and also delete an app. So that in case if you make an app in your common account that you've been assigned, so you should know how to delete that particular project that you have made. That's one thing. And do not go into any other person's project and start deleting it. So you should be knowing how to do that. So also Git, let me go to github.com also for now. In case you have not made Git, then simply do something with it. Github.com. So whenever you make a project and you want to push that into a Git, first come to your github.com, right? This is the first thing you're going to do. Come to new, give any name over here, right? So let me just write some proper name for demo Git. For demo Git repository. Okay, so this is how you can just name it. Otherwise, you could have named it anything. I can just create a repository. Done. My repository creation is done. That means in here, if I make a project, whether from WebIDE or whether from the BAS, I can just push the thing over here, and later on I can retrieve it. So yesterday when I made the project, so I just push it. I made a repository. I pushed it over here, and later on shared this particular link. You see that? This particular link to you. Now let me just copy this because I'll be needing it to do that. So I created this Git repository. I'll show you how to use it later. Let me come back to the first thing that I wanted to show you. Okay, it has started now. Please mute. And it's not necessary that you should Git clone everything. I'm going to say you can just make your own project and just copy the codes and paste it. Also, that's one possibility. And now you see what's written over here for Git. You know, this is the project for Git I'm logged into. So every time, whenever you come over here, let me just show you this tab also. Over here, you see this tab? You see this thing, this icon? Press it. Here you will see your project. On top over here, that is written for Git. Okay. What will happen is that, you know, most of the times you will see your projects folder over there, like how I've seen people working like this. They come to file, they come to open folder, they come to projects, and they hit OK. So that is a mistake you are doing. You put OK, you hit OK, and then what you get is something like this. And once you do that, let me just show you what the problem is with it. You see that? How many projects do I see? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So let's say the 7th project is mine, I've been working with. So what I will do, I'll start working from here. And that is creating a chaos. You know, sometimes I will hit over here, and many folder structure will open, and you go into accidentally to somebody else's projects also. All right. So you should be careful. Suppose this is your project, Web ID project. You want to work in that. What you need to do is go to File, go to Open Folder. You see Home and User written over here, right? Peep. See, the last option is Projects. Click on it. Now you see, let's say this is my project. I see my project, Web ID. Guys, okay, come to the last point, Web ID prod. Okay, just hit that one. And now press OK. So now you are completely into your own environment. Now you can do anything what you want to. So let's say I want to delete this project, Web ID project, or any, let me see, what project is this? Let's say you accidentally create a project and this is your project, or you have been working in your project and you don't want it anymore because it is not functioning well for whatever reason it is, just you want to delete the project. So in order to do that, there are a couple of steps that you need to follow. I'm just checking whether it's important one or not. Let me see. Okay, this is the one that I shared last day. Let me just have a there's so many things in it. Let me pick another project for deletion. Go to File, go to Open Folder once again, go to Projects. Let's say Cross App JSON demonstration. Okay, demonstration. I want to delete demonstration. Okay, I'll just hit OK. Demonstration project will open up. Now on the terminal, you have to be very specific what you're about to do. Now, let me just also push it in the Git. I'll show you how to do that also. Okay. In order to delete a project, first you need to do cd dot dot. Come out of the project demonstration. Cd dot dot. I'm in the projects folder now. See, did you see that? The moment I did cd, C means change, D means directory, a higher one, just a higher directory. And I went to the projects directory. If I do cd dot dot, I'll go into the user section. I want to come back to it. I'll do cd projects. I'll come back to cd projects. I want to come to my own project demonstration. See, I've come back to my own project. So in order to delete a project, you have to come to the projects folder. So do cd dot dot, come to your project. Now do rm space and rf. Write your project name, and it is called as demonstration. Yeah, demonstration. Now I'm going to hit enter. If the name is correct, demonstration. See, demonstration. Yeah. So I'll hit enter. You see, the project is gone now. It has been deleted. If you want to check whether it's deleted or not, come to the file, open folder, go to your projects. Do you see anywhere demonstration in the list? No, I've got cross app JSON, expand Git, and those projects. So demonstration is gone from there, right? So let's say you want to work on Web ID now. So just go and press Web ID and also press OK over here. So this is how you can delete the project. Now, taking the project from Git. Yesterday I shared a project and I wanted everybody to do that. But in case you did not know how to Git clone things, so what you will do, just come over here, do a cd dot dot. I'm in my projects folder. What I will do is that I'll say git clone, and then I'll come to this particular part. You see that? Let me not this, rather the one that I shared yesterday. Let me just come to that point now. The thing that I shared yesterday with Dikshita. You can see that. This is correctly. Yeah, I can copy it. Now I'll come back to my account, git clone, paste it. You see that? Git clone, pasted the whole thing. Only this. Now I'm going to press enter. Done. That means this project, minidemo.git, which wasn't there before, you can now become a part of our uh, new project. Means new folder structure. File, come to the open folder, user projects, and you see which one? Mini demo. See that? This is how you can go. Now hit mini demo, press OK, and come over here. Now I want to run the project. Since I got the project, I want to run it also. So what will I do? I will try to get the terminal. The terminal was there already. You can even delete the terminal like this, kill it, cancel it, delete it, whatever you want to, like that. Okay, let me show it to you. I deleted the terminal, came back, new terminal. Again, you should see that you're working on the right folder. It's very, very important to see the name of the project that's written over here should be over here. If you're working on a wrong project and if you try to run it, you will get errors. For example, if you do cd, if you do cd dot dot, and let's try to run the project. How do you run the project? npm start. And you see it's not running. And you will see, oh, okay, I'm in my project folder. Why it's not running? Because you did not see that you're not in the right project. You are in the wrong directory. Let me copy it and come back over here. I'll do a cd change directory to this thing. Enter. Right? Now, okay. Now, I'm back in my, you can see that I'm back in my project folder, mini demo. Now we'll do npm start. What is this new problem? Okay, fine. Let me just pause the video for a while. Pause the video for a while. Pause it. Why didn't it run? Stop. Resume recording. So see, I tried to actually download the project from Git, but then unfortunately it did not work. So let me just go and check what the problem is. So I'll go into my web app. Guys, please maintain a bit of silence, please. Where am I right now? Another big problem. Okay, yeah. Guys, please maintain silence. Guys. Guys, please maintain silence. Okay, so let's come back on our, okay, this place. This is where we stopped. We tried to do a git clone, and although it cloned the project, but when we tried to run it, it did not work. So I'll try to go to package.json file and try to see what the problem is. And you see, it shows two problems over there. It says the UI5, this command line tool is not installed. Right click on it, fix all dependency issues. I go ahead and do that. It will fix my dependency issues that we had. And there are more problems coming. And let's see if finally we'll be able to do it. No. Now go back to the terminal, and let's say once again we'll try to do the same thing. Also, in case some other problem is there, just do npm install. Npm install. That will install all our node package manager inside the package.json file. So in case there is a problem, I'm just doing npm install. You can also do npm install, no problem. Okay, but what is it? npm install. The spelling is absolutely correct. Why is it giving me this thing? Okay, I don't know why it did not work. Okay, let's go and run npm start. Let's see if this time it works or not. Voila, it worked. Now you see my project is working. So this is the project I shared with you last day, and now you can also come and check the project. So you can see there are three filters that attached over here with these JSON data. So you see that JSON data is different. You can just add your own JSON data over there that is pertaining to the mining operation. Interesting thing is that we have got a uh, thing that is called as a fragment that's attached to. Guys, somebody please, if you want to do it, you can. There are more places to do that. Okay, you can just cancel it, and let's say I have applied live searches on it. If you see that if I press a D, it tries to look for something standing with the city that starts with the letter D, and then L. So it gives me so many places that has got Los Angeles. If I go with the B and type a B over there, it gives me see the exact name. That means it is passing two filters over there. In the same way, I can also use at the same time, let me just remove something from there. Uh, and here as well, if I just use this fragment, pop-up, and type Alice Brown, it will just check the Alice Brown and give me the person. Let's say if I go for the department, exactly no Alice Brown or anything, and I have got a HR department over here. I'll just type H. It will give me all the people from HR department. But I don't want the people from Chicago. I just want the people from the New York. So I'll go with the N, and it will give me the people from New York. Also, I don't want these two. I only want David. I'll see D, and you see the filter is working absolutely fine. And if you click on one of the records, it will take you to the next page, presumably. Let's see. And you see, it is also showing the associated data for each of the things. Let me just remove everything from there, remove all the filters. Now, let's say I click on New York over here. It gives me this information. I click on Chicago over here, it gives me this information. So it is working absolutely like it works in the on-prem data connection. But I have used JSON data to make it. If you come over here and check the JSON data, what you will find is that it is the same kind of a JSON data that we use in our training. You go into the models folder. I did not make a model mockdata.js folder over here. It's simply a table.json directly under the model. Now you see, this is the employee data that I put. Now, and there is address. Then there is address. Two entity sets are there in it, employees and addresses. So, this is what I've used to actually make the whole thing. And I've set the model. Another very important thing that is an interview question as well, because I've talked about the controller. And you remember we have made a you come to this part, to the view one, and you try to look for the model, you won't find any model. If you go to view two, try to look for any model, you won't find any model. You don't see a model anywhere. But if you go to app controller, you will see I have put the model over here. You see that? That means, remember I talked about placing the model in some kind of reusable place. There were two places. Somebody's continuously talking. Either you know everything. It's the wastage of time for me and other people as well who are just trying to put their attention into it. Do not do that. 2 days are left. Still, you guys are not serious. And I know people from their faces, who can do, who can't do, and still they are not serious about it. Now, so you see that there's an app controller, and we also had the app controller. Remember, if we go to our web IDE, then you would possibly see the app controller over there. Very quickly, I'll show it to you. See, in all the controllers, we had this app controller, view one, view two. Remember, app controller, view one, view two, and a base controller. So I said that what's the use of the base controller? The use of base controller is that you can use the reusable code. But you come over, and I also told that app view, you can even in the app view, because app view consists of both the view one and view two and more views, because this is the root view. You can even place your reusable codes into the app view controller, but not recommended. But go ahead and do that. This I did not take the pain of making a base controller over here. I simply put this code. See this code. Which code is that? My model. Is it pertaining to view one? No. Is it for view two? No. If I place this thing on view one, the view one only will know about the code, that there is a model that's called as a default model. You see, there isn't any model. I put the thing in app controller, so it is known by both view one and view two. So this is what I did. And after that, it's the same kind of on confirm. You saw that on F4 help. You saw that how you can call a dialog box that actually is this thing, how you can call a dialog box. And on row press, you are navigating to the view two. That means when I come over here and press this thing, you navigate to the view two. So this is the code you already have seen in the past too. So you saw that in the past, like you just use this get router, and then you pass the ID over here. This particular ID is the one that is there in the manifest.json. Remember this part of the code? You have got to routes and targets. You also remember that, right? You have got routes, targets, two things, routes and targets. In the pattern, you write this ID. I can change this ID into, let's say, capital ID. I will go back to my controller and change that into a capital ID. It's just a variable. It's just a variable that I've passed in a placeholder in the manifest.json file, right? But this ID that I'm getting I'm getting it from here. When I press this button, when I press on this particular record, I'm generating the ID from this particular record that I want. Okay, and then I'm using it, and finally, passing it to this part, and that's called as the URL. Okay, so which I've shown you in the controller in the manifest. You see, this is the URL view two and ID. This is the part that I'm going to carry forward. And then on view two, what I did is that I did this again. I got the router and attached the thing that's called as route pattern match. On that, I pass this function, this as a parameter, and specifically pass this inside it, the instance of the controller. This is how it is done. Now over here, I have done route pattern match. That means this route match, and wrote the code over here. It would be interesting for you to see this code. I've used the function find over here, but you can also use over here the thing called as for loop, and using for loop you can use a break. So because in for each you can't use a break. What this particular thing does is that out of the whole address, let's come and check the thing out of the whole address. What it does it? Where is the? Okay, let's say there are a list of address over here, and I'm looking for, let's say, this address, right? So by the find method, what you can do is that the moment it finds this ID E3, it won't go and keep on searching for E4, E5, E6. How can you achieve this particular thing? If you use for each, for each doesn't have a method called as break. You can't break it. It will keep on looping and looping till it ends. So what's the alternative? The alternative is that you can use for loop. If you remember, there is a thing in JavaScript called as for loop. In for loop, you can just use a break. Break means whenever you find the thing that you're looking for, you can just come out of the loop. So over here, even the find method is used, and you can just go and compare ID. You're looking for this ID. This is the ID that you got from here. Just debug the code. See, remember we did this thing so many times, like O event, M parameters, argument ID. The basic crux is O event. If you know what O event, you just pass O event over here, console log O event, go to O event, and then make your code from there. You don't have to remember anything. That's what I'm trying to say. But once you got the ID, after that, the real problem comes. I got the ID, what shall I be doing? If you know the need is that you want to compare the ID with the JSON ID that is passed over here. See, there is a common ID, employee ID over here also, and employee ID over here also. So what it is saying that when you clicked on this one, I got the employee ID E1 from the first page. I'm trying to check that same ID. Is it present in the address? If it is present in the address, bind these many data. So this is the idea. So if that thing is present, it finds it and binds the data accordingly. that got changed. I don't know why. What change did I make? Let me just go back and refresh the changes. I did some changes which did not take effect. ID. Just do it over here. And also in the manifest, let me just go back to the changes, right? This is how the app is. What you're going to do in your mining app, you need to make your own JSON data. That's one job. Think about the JSON data. Ask ChatGPT, it will provide you the JSON data. Put the JSON data, and exactly the same code will work for your JSON file. That's the third number project that you're doing in the sprint 2, right? But you need to at least put the JSON data and do minimum number of changes those are required in your views, in your controller, or wherever it is required. Just binding changes you need to do. And even if you want to keep the same model, you can keep the same model. So just provide the JSON data, and change things on view. Let me just show it to you. Where will you change things on? Just go to your view 1 and view 2 as well. Where is the view 1? Controller, model, view 1, right? You see, mind the right things. You see, it is employees. Is the entity set I'm talking about. Employees. You go to the table JSON, you'll find employees, right? Remember employees. This is what you have to change. If it was a model that was a named model, then you would name it accordingly if you remember how named models are named, right? Let me just show you also the controller. Even controller, leave it. Manifest I don't want right now. View 2 controller I don't want right now. I don't want this app controller. You see? Do you see? This is the model, and this is not a name model. If I want to make it a name model, I will just put to quotations and write mining model. Okay, some kind of mining model done. Okay, and then if I make it mining model, I have to make appropriate changes over here. Then I have to pass a mining model with this thing, right? But if I keep that as a default model, I won't do anything. All right, I won't do anything. Changes. This is my default model, right? So you should even try to make some name model over there and try to work with it. So these are the basic changes that you have to make. Now come back over here. See, name, city, department. Come to JSON file. Name, city, department. Isn't that as simple? So just make it, right? Controller code will remain as it is, just try to see if you want to change anything over there. Try to run your code, see, because everything is the same, but except for the what property you want to get. In your case, you might not be getting employee ID. Rather, you would be getting some mining ID or something like that as the property. Okay, and everything will be the same again. So the variable, if you want to keep the same variable, you can just keep it, or you want to make some another variable. Here, the input fields can be with the same ID. You see, this dot by ID, the same thing, no problem. So at least you should be able to make minimum number of changes, and on the process, you will also learn things, right? So this is how you can just make your git clone the app, go to manifest, go to package.json, and I will share the video. You can just go back to the videos. Use this to repeat the things again and again. It will make the video longer then and boring as well. Now, you wanted to make a project. Everybody wanted to say how to make a project. Go over here, file. Very careful, file. New project from template. This is the last time I'm showing it to you, okay? New project from template. Let's say you want to make a project. I will kill this thing now. Now, you see what project I want to make. Am I trying to make an adaptation project? No, I want to make a SAP Fiori generator. Adaptation projects are that kind of a project that's built on Fiori apps, built-in templates. And then you want to make a bit of a changes on it, then you can go for adaptation project. That's called as adaptation project. SAP Fiori generator, click on it, and I think you people know it. I will go and hit the start. Now here, two options are there for you. If you're connecting to your on-prem, or let me just go basic. I want to create the basic one. There are more options for you. There's list report page, there is overview page, and I shared in the kind of questions those will be asked in the interview. and one was the type of Fury type of Fury apps, and those are like transactional app and the some other app, analytical app, right? So remember, so one of these are like list report and basic and master detail. These are Fury templates also. We did not use Fury templates to make work list app or the master detail. We just designed everything. But over here in BAS, you will not find those master detail screen. You know why? Because it's not available right now. Only one thing, analytical list page is available as a template. If you have a backend data, you can just use the analytical list page, but lot of changes are not possible in it if it is not backed by annotations from the backend. Then okay, but we are going for the basic right now. We have learned basic. We'll go for basic. Go next, and here is the important point. Here you can make your changes. What you should have the idea very clear over here. What do you want to do with it? There is a data source, and from the data source is whether you're going to connect to the on-prem, whether you want to connect to the ES5 server, or you just want to connect to none. Okay, you can decide over here only, right? Let's say you want to, because it's a none, because you're not connecting to the on-prem, you don't need it. You just want to show a JSON backed up project. So just press none, go ahead. If you wanted to connect to the on-prem, you should have gone for the on-prem or the ES5 system that you have. So fine, you can make a choice. Right now, we just want to make an app that's backed by the JSON data. That's your third sprint I'm talking about. Okay, now go to next. It's a view one, so let me view one. Again, the important thing, I'll be reiterating it when it comes. Next, it's a project one. Let's don't keep it a project one, otherwise in a project and project intermingle, and then it creates a problem. Give some name over here. Demo to make proj. That means this is what I'm saying. I've got so many demo sort of stuff there. Now, app title, want to just give any app title you want to, just give it, just leave it. Here you have to just write a namespace. I generally provide app. You can provide anything over there. Now, this folder path is very, very important for everybody. This folder path. What people do is just leave it like that and go ahead and start doing things over there. No, delete it. The project you're in. You know what will happen if you do not delete it? You're going to make a project inside this mini demo project. Think of it like this, that you already are working on a project, and all of a sudden you put another folder structure inside it with another project. How do you run that project then? Then you have to do so many CDs, and it is not even sensical to do that. Always be in the projects folder, right? I'm going ahead. After that, you'll be asked to deploy. Maybe in the interview or in a test, I would be the one who would be asking this question out of the syllabus. Do you know about build work zone? Do you know how to deploy the app on the build work zone? So be careful. You should be able to answer it, because I would be expecting some of the people to answer all my questions who have been, very attentive throughout the training and would be knowing about this. So you are doing, both the projects on the same end, like mining 1, mining 2 type. One connected with the OData, one connected with the other thing. So be careful over there, right? So see, this is how you're just going to put the deployment configuration, FLP, and done it. Okay, go to next. Go to next. We don't want to deploy that in the ABAP repository, ABAP runtime. So what we will do is that we'll choose the Cloud Foundry, and we will use Build Work Zone to deploy your app. Quickly go to ABAP Cloud Foundry, done. And for now, just write some names over there that will ask you to. We don't have a destination right now, okay? We are not connected to on-prem or anything. We don't have any destination, remember? Okay, this should be, yes, an application managed application router, yes. Semantic object, right now I'm just putting anything and then manage.
Is it just a minute. Semantic object, there we no need to put anything.
No, you have to just put it.
Like what we can put, like mining project, like this?
I said this mining. Mining.
And what is that action?
Action, just put that as manage. see in real scenario, these two are called as intent, mining and manage. Right now, I use the word intent. You think, okay, it's just a passing thing. No, it's important thing. Intent are very useful stuff. So by this, your app is identified. By combining semantic object and action, your app is identified. For the title, mining again.
Actually, like mining is 22.
Subtitle, uh, for mining. Just putting something very quickly, okay? Mining. You just put anything over there for now, right? Mining. Okay, done, finish. Now you see that it will make our new project. Now what you can do is that once your project is built, you should start working with the JSON file and view one and view two. You already have this thing for a reference. So, okay. It is asking me to open in a separate environment. Yeah, I'll go ahead and ask it to open in a separate environment. That means, yeah, see, this is the one we made. Now I can do anything over here. Other people won't be affected by it. All right. So, okay, many a times what the problem is, if people have become a bit of an expert and they want to use the code from one into the other, they can go into the projects folder like this. Okay, let me just run the project first for you. And what you will see if you get that. So you should open the terminal like this, go to new terminal, open it. And you see your name of the project is written over here. Just do npm start. Done it. I don't need these things. The first time, it loads on its own without explicitly going to the index.html. See, it opened it for me. If I go and click control and see the pointer, you see the pointer I'm showing, pointer, okay? I can, again, and I open it. Now, this is the index.html. The first time it loaded it automatically, and we have got nothing in it. We have got absolutely nothing in it. All right. So just for, sort of giving it a bit of a start to it, you just come to view one and just add a button over there so that you should know that you've worked on it. BUTTON button, just here the code completion is not of that type. Button, and then you have to actually close the braces by all yourself. Just go and write a text for it. The property for button is the text. High bass, high bass, base, it became base. Okay, now you see, it will come with the button over there. You don't have to even save the changes. And you see, it came over there. So this is how you can just go and add the projects. I think we are done with it. I told about how to delete the things. Now I can stop the video now. And I'll just share it in case you want to use it. Stop.